Here is a great snook fly that Brent found in a shop in Florida. He has found it to be worthy of targeting snook in shallow water and near oyster bars. The addition of weed guards and also some extra flash in the body makes this fly even better.
Well, good day and welcome to another segment on the bench. Today we're going to tie you up a Fakahatchee Special. A little snook fly. I use this down in southern Florida. I picked this up at a shop years ago and I've kind of tricked it out a little bit different. I'm going to be using a EAGLE CLAW BAITHOLDER HOOK here. They do have these little ridges on here. I pinched them down and also the barb down with my flat pliers. If you're going to get some pliers, get some nice and flat inside without the grooves. It smashes barbs down really nice. So we'll come in here, we'll dress the shank with some white thread here. This is just some 6/0. Use 3/0 as well, it's a big fly. Dress the shank, and I'll bring in some of this gold holographic Flashabou. Grab a nice little generous piece of that, and we'll just fold that over itself. On the thread here, we'll just get tied on top. And I'll just kind of tease this out a little bit. It's not all blunt. It can come out past the tail a little bit, that's good. Now I'll grab me some of these ginger hackles here. A couple of those. Before I wrap the hackles in, I want to use just a little bit of this chenille on here just to create a little bit of a ball to help those legs or claws sticking out a little more. It's a pretty good fly. I always like picking flies up and trying them. Then I look to see how they fish and how they swim. And first of all, the fish will eat them, which they have. It's a good pattern. And then I'll go to work, and if I can see anything I can improve, well, then I do it. If not, I'll just leave it as is. Sometimes you don't need to improve anything, but it's nice when you tie your own flies, you can kind of trick them out if you like, or don't have to fish them as is, right? So I've got these hackles kind of coming off the top, like so, and they'll kick in a little bit more. I kind of like the action of that. Looks pretty good when it's in the water. Both sides looks, so that's the way I like to just kind of curve them together. So I think you got what I'm doing there. Now I'll come ahead here. I want to grab my dumbbell eyes. I'm just going to use bead chain eyes on this one. So we'll come in here with our side cutters, cut off some bead chain. Come just behind the eye. I'm going to leave enough room there I can get myself a weed guard on there at the end. So I just X them on, and I come around the top, just kind of helicopter them in, and that snugs them right nice and tight. There you go. It's nice and light. You don't want it weighted. You can buy a mile of this stuff at a hardware store pretty cheap. Nothing against what you buy at the shop, not at all. Okay, I dropped my threader. Okay, now we will find, and here's what generally the way we do it is just take some cross-cut rabbit and then just wrap it around as a hackle. And if you like, I can do that. Another good option is, I always like to use dubbing brushes, so I'm going to bring in some wire. This will be just some white brassy wire. You can use silver, whatever color. Color won't matter here at all. I'll just tie that down to the bottom. Bring my table in. Get a half hitch in there. Bring my dubbing brush table in. I can grab some of this weight cross-cut rabbit. And I like the rabbit fairly long. Get a really nice body. So we're going to put just the butts over top of the thread. And I can get a lot more hair on this if I do it like this than wrapping the hide on the shank as well. I'll put a little more here. Then if I want a little more length on the front, I'll just grab, if you're able to get some, you can use a straight rabbit if you like too, but I'm just going to grab a little bit of this Arctic fox. It's nice long hair. Bring out, just grab by the tips and get all that bottom stuff off. And then I can trim it just a little bit longer than the rabbit. Right in the front. Okay, so generally the body is just I got some right here, the typical, that's what you typically tied right there. Which should fish is good, I'm not knocking it. Here we got the hair stacked on there the way I want. Then I'm going to come in with a little, this is the thing about doing your own flies, you can trick them out a little bit. Ice Dub Holographic Gold. And this will be a little bit long, so I'm going to just nip it, put it in the middle, sprinkle just a wee little bit there in the back. I'm going to grab just a sprinkle a little more here for the front. I don't want to take it over the pattern. I basically want it white, but that really looks good when you start. Bring the thread and the wire together. If you have trouble with hair slipping, when you do this next step, you want the wire and the thread pulling tight against each other. Sometimes if you'll lose it, the hair will be a little bit slippery. You can put some dubbing wax on your thread or wire, and that stops it from slipping out. But I have a lot of hair on there, and it's nice and perpendicular to the wire here. This is a step that I would really recommend. I do all my flies this way, or anytime I can use a brush, I'm into it, because like I say, I can really build a beautiful body with this, more so than just wrapping. I could only get I think 3 turns with the leather on the rabbit, right? So now look at all the hair I got put on here. And that breathes a lot better that way. Instead of just kind of wanting to lay back, it's going to want to pulsate. And when you can get that action going, you're going to have a real good fly coming off here. So I'm just going to exit on now. I got lots of turns in behind. Like I say, it's a nice full body. Got a little bit of flash in there too. So it adds a lot. We're tricking this Fakahatchee out. It's a supercharged Fakahatchee Special. That's what we want. Okay, and also when you go in the shop, you probably won't find them with weed guards. So I'm going to come in here with some 30-pound bite tippet here. It's got a bit of a curve to it. I'll just tie that. I'll get a little better, shorten this up a little bit. So we're going to tie it so the curve is natural coming back. Just get a few good turns on the far side. Where's my little plier? I'll grab that again. I'm just going to flatten this mono out a little bit. And then that'll help it lay down nice. Now we'll grab both sides here. Now I can just get some turns on the top and then around the back, front and the back. And that's, sometimes it works out a lot better than that, but I'll tell you, I'm not worried about it because I'm going to show you the next step. Is going to really, something didn't quite go on right over the other side. There we go. I'm going to whip finish that. And we need to put some UV on the front of this. Anyway, some UV resin, which is coming in now. Bring my torch. I'm going to start right on the bottom. I'll show you that bite tip is going every which way. If you tie it properly, it goes on there really nice and even. Goes where it's supposed to anyway. Now I got a little extra cement there. You don't want to, just when I hit that with a torch, it's going to not be a problem. So then bring my torch in here, cook that on, and then the bite tip, it will stay where I was holding it. Okay, that's not a problem at all. That just fixed all that problem up. Little problems become no problems. And this is hard because the UV light hits it. It just cooks it right where it's last held. A piece of hair there. Cut these even. There's your weed guard. Come around and I put a little more resin on the top. Try to keep it out of the eye, of course. Oh, here's an old skein of thread I had. I just put my bottle in there and then I got my resin. It's all ready to come out every time I need it. It's ready to go. Don't have to wait for it to run. So that's got very nice durable fly in there. Make sure you check to see that any resin got in the hole. Get that out. You don't want to be having trouble getting your bite tippet through that. So there you go. It's a tricked out Fakahatchee Special with a little extra here and there. And like I say, that's why we like tying our own flies. They're going to be better than what you find across the counter. And that will fish very well because that style of hair hackling is the ticket. I do that on many, many patterns. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you again real soon.
Thanks for joining us today with our fly guy Brent Schlenker. Check out his new videos on Brent's YouTube channel and Sport Fishing on the Fly.